Today, a very packed room. Students at Sacramento State met to tell the administration that they need to take more action after a recent string of sexual assaults on campus. And students say that they are fed up and they are fearing for their safety. Right now, there are 4 reported assaults, but students say that a lot more are going unreported, and they are calling for more surveillance and lighting on campus and increased security in living spaces. I went to that forum today, and in tonight's main point, I spoke with some of those students who are now speaking out.
People are being assaulted while trying to attend class. Someone was recorded in the bathroom. Why is this a continuing issue? Why is campus safety a continuing issue?
I think that we should have better resources because you never know what they could be feeling on the inside.
One thing that I thought was particularly interesting is that you went to with your friend to the Title IX office. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Basically, she wanted to report like her case. And so we went there, and we didn't go there around lunchtime because I was wondering, like, why is this office so empty? They have a little window on the door. So we look through the window, and it's practically almost like no one's there. And then, like, someone actually finally comes out. I asked him if we could get a hold of someone, and he said, well, have you, like, reported it through a reporting tool? We said, there's a reporting tool. He said, yeah, usually you have to go through this reporting tool kind of thing. And then apparently they review your case, and then you wait for a letter to sort of, like, you know, to see if they're going to do anything about it or something. And we were both, like, shocked because you would think that there would be some sort of immediate response or, like, some kind of wait list instead of just, you know, trying to relive your case again by, like, typing it all in a form and then waiting for a letter.
So what are you going to do for those students that go through complicated crimes but are not quote-unquote perfect victims? What are you going to do for them? What are you going to do for more people like me?
As an international student, you said, heaven forbid something happened to me.
Yeah.
I don't have my community here. I don't have my family here to really support me. Share a little bit about that.
Okay, so I'm from the Philippines, and you know, when I think of, like, being here in America, I think it's somewhat safer. There's more resources, you know, and, like, being in a campus as nice as this is kind of, I wouldn't say unreal, but it's like there's so many resources here. So it would lead me to think that, okay, I'm well accommodated here. I don't have to feel unsafe. Plus, I live in the dorms. But, you know, seeing, like, the rise of, like, sexual assault happen on campus, not to mention in the same living complex I live in, and by a stranger who should by no means be able to get in there because of the security measures implemented in that dorm, just makes me terrified. Like, I won't be able to get a hold of my family, nor will they able to get a hold of me right away if something did happen. And it concerns me because probably other international students are feeling the same way too, where it's like, if their security were to be compromised, then what happens?
How do you feel now with all of these incidences happening?
With what's happened on our campus, I feel immensely unsafe. I've been on campus for late nights. I was here for rush events. I was here hanging out with my friends on Cerna Plaza over here, and having to leave and be in the dark with no lighting, and all I have is a can of pepper spray that I hold close to my waist. I shouldn't have to do that. That's the thing. I used to feel very safe. It's my first semester. I should be excited to be on campus late. I should be excited to hang out with my friends in their dorms and we can have sleepovers, but I'm scared of what if the wrong person comes in. It was special that we all got to band together and talk about it. But it's very much an administrative issue. And to think in our own University Union bathroom that some guy was enabled to give access and put his phone under the bathroom stall and to be able to look at them like that, that's not safe at all. My mom and my dad, they wouldn't want to hear me doing that, you know? They don't want to hear that someone's getting sexually assaulted. And I'm their older daughter, and I have a little sister, and she wants to come here. I don't feel safe with her coming on campus because this campus is supposed to be my home. This is going to be my home for the next 4 years. It doesn't feel like home.
Administration officials up there, what are you doing besides being reactive? We have a $6 million plus budget for the police on campus, and crime is still increasing.
Before we move on, I do want to say it was a very emotional day. And I really do thank the students that took the time to stand up and speak their voices today and also take the time to speak with us after. We really do appreciate you sharing your stories. And let's not forget that there is still someone believed to be responsible for 2 sexual assaults that is on the loose right now. And just last night, police officially identified the suspect as 31-year-old Nida Mohammed Niazi, also known as Zion. He is not a student at Sacramento State. Today, we also spoke with the president of Sacramento State, Robert Nelson. He told us that it was painful to hear student stories, and he hopes to prevent more sexual assaults from happening in the future and plans to address safety concerns. And one thing that students did suggest during the meeting was having more badge readers on buildings around campuses. But the president didn't exactly agree with that approach.
We have them in the dorms. They make total sense in the dorms. We have them in buildings that are open 24/7. But to take and put badge readers on every building, it would lock out so much of the community. It would not be a public university any longer. We need to increase the safety inside that building, not keep people outside of that building.
Nelson did acknowledge that the university does need to make some changes. He agrees that they should step up patrols at night and have more confidential advocates. And if you're wondering what those are the people that victims can go to if they experience a sexual assault and they don't have to have a police report to talk to them. So Nelson said, quote, "We have heard a lot today. We will do something because of it."